Hello divine souls, I welcome all of you who have tuned into this channel and those who are on the journey of their reuniting with their divine counterpart, twin flames and soulmates. This is your friend, your guide and your divine help to guide you on this journey and hear out to resolve the issues that you face in this journey. I'm a spiritual healer, psychic, and will be your life coach and mentor for your twin flame journey. If you don't find anyone to share your story, your issues related to your twin flame journey, any relationship related issues, any life related issues, and you want to do energy check or you want to seek a spiritual advice, then you can always reach out to me and I will try to provide you with the best of the guidance to my knowledge. You can always contact me at my Instagram or write your story to mystory4tds222@gmail.com and engage me on a one-to-one session. If you haven't yet subscribed the channel, then please do subscribe the channel so that it helps the message to reach out to a larger group of audience. And unlike other channels, my creations are ads free, so do not think that when other channels ask you to subscribe the channel, there is always a hidden motive behind it to gain more followers and accordingly earn more from the income ads, unlike this channel where till now I have not inserted ads on my videos. Okay, and if you have arrived at my channel and listening to this audio message, then you were definitely divinely guided to receive the guidance and the support that you were seeking. So your search ends here. So let's start with today's channeling. Today's reading is going to be a lengthy one, so hold on, sit back and relax and listen to the channeling, as you might find the answers to the questions that you're seeking. Okay, so to start off with, last time I had channeled the divine masculine energy with you, and today mostly I will be including with the divine feminine energy as well. Indeed, the divine masculine will always be the topic of the discussion on the later part, but let's start off with the divine feminine for now. So divine feminines are feeling a lot more relaxed, calm, and they have achieved this state of being balanced than before. Within the last 2 weeks, DFs have, if you observe as a divine feminines, most of the audience who would be listening to this video, as a divine feminines, if you notice since last 2 weeks, you are feeling quite sleepy at night and also during the day. So you are having long hours of sleep, and suddenly you guys have developed quite a lot of feeling of you have developed quite a big interest in eating a lot. So your appetite has increased, your crave for food have increased, and you are trying out different sort of foods, to satiate your hunger. So why so much sleepiness and why so much eating a lot? Because it's the Mother Earth who is healing you at the moment, the divine feminines. Because if you have heard other of my channelings in the past, I have always told that to balance the yin and the yang, the feminine and the masculine, the nature or the universe doesn't do it at the same time. So the healing right now, a lot of spiritual awakening and a push is being given to the masculine energy, and a lot of healing, caring and pamperedness is being given to the feminine energy. So on the other side, where the divine masculines is going through a lot of awakening and coming through a lot of realization in their life, going through a lot of sort of hardships in their life, at this moment DFs are enjoying a lot of relaxation, healing and easygoing sort of lifestyle at the moment, right? So Mother Earth is healing you, healing the divine feminines a lot. So enjoy this moment, receive the grace of Mother Earth, the healing. Some of you might also be feeling that it's almost the similar year of 2020 has returned back energetically, the way you guys used to fall sleepy all day and night. I remember the days of a spiritual awakening where most of you guys during lockdown in 2020 were going through this phase of tiredness, sleepiness, laziness, right? But if you notice it correctly, the energy looks similar, although on the surface, but isn't exactly the same. So I would just suggest to you enjoy this phase and eat a lot, sleep a lot. It's all okay, and it's just a part of a healing process that you're going on, right? The energy that you used to feel in 2020 has increased a lot, has uplifted a lot, and it isn't the same energy either. If you see on the mental aspect of the divine feminines have become a lot more career oriented than before. Never they had been so much focused or wanted to enjoy the work so much that these days divine feminines are enjoying their work, they are enjoying the moment, whether anything good happening in their life or anything bad, they are just going with the flow. They are happy a lot, they are being able to concentrate a lot with the work that they are doing, and all the thing that is going on the DF's mind is only career, money, hope, right? Sense of positivity, how to earn more money, how to bring in more savings, right? So if you're a student as a divine feminine, then you are focusing on your studies, on how to get good marks, how to complete your studies. If you're working, then you are primarily focused on how to give the best work, how to give more organized, how to be more organized at your workstation. If you're at a business, you're trying to expand your business and bring in new things in your business, right? So DFs are planning to build their own small empire in a way and become independent. This craving has hit almost all the divine feminines at the moment, and it has hit the divine feminines very hard. The craving to build their own empire, to earn well and become independent in the life. They want to start a new business, they want to earn a lot. Divine feminines want to have a name and respect in the society, and they want to live life on their own terms. Parallelly, if you see divine feminines, you have this innate fear that all the things that you have moved on in the past, all the situations that you have healed yourself from, somewhat might repeat again in their life in some way or the other. So although the divine feminines are moving ahead quite strongly and boldly in their life, but they have this innate inhibitions within them that something from the past might again repeat with them in the future, right? New relationships might be approaching their life, new business ventures might be approaching your life, or new people might be crossing your path in a form of a love interest, but you have this innate fear of something or the similar event from the past might again repeat itself with the divine feminines. Divine feminines are believing that similar course of actions might follow in the future also, which has already occurred in the past. And this particularly I am saying in terms of relationship perspective, because most of the divine feminines have now someone in the mind for the future, but because of their inhibitions, because of their fear, they aren't able to take the decision properly, even mentally, for the person. Indeed, with the kind of hard work and the inner work you have done and the kind of personality you are, divine feminines, you might be dealing with a soulmate. If you have any doubts, you can always reach out to me and book a session and get your doubts cleared. But if in case, even if you are feeling a sense of lot of positivity towards the new person coming in your life, or a similar kind of events happening in at your office, workstation, your business, your college, anywhere, my only suggestion to you guys, divine feminines, would be you should not be worrying about the consequences or the fear that similar situations will repeat with you in future also, right? It is very much possible that similar events that had already occurred in the past, the chronology of the event might be similar, but the consequences is not bound to be the same this time, right? This time the consequences will be different, the story ending will be different, but because you are fearing a lot considering your past experiences, chances are that you will manifest the similar kind of ending again, because this time of the year you are seeing a lot of mirroring numbers, you are seeing a lot of repeat pattern numbers, you are seeing a lot of number with a combination of 369 of lately. So what does it mean? So it means that your innate manifestations powers have increased. So whatever you manifest, whether good or bad, has the potential of coming into reality. So why are you worrying a lot about the consequences? Rather, why don't you use your energy to believe in something good that is to happen in your life, right? And not fear about something bad that is going to happen, because now the divine feminines, sweethearts, you have this gift, heightened ability of manifesting things in your life and bringing them into reality, right? Believe in your power and don't use it to have a negative belief over situations. All you got to do at the moment is just feel positive, build a positive aura around yourself. Take a deep breath, think positive, clear the clutter on your mind and build a positive aura around you. Have faith in your divine and believe that things will go well for you. Right? This is a must to be done. Considering the pattern of mirror numbers and the repeat numbers, recently I saw repeat numbers in such a way that there were two different vehicles. One was a public transport and one was a private car, and both the vehicles' number plate was side by side coming from the opposite direction. I was on the road walking by the lane, and these two vehicles coming from the opposite side, both the vehicles parallelly hitting on the road with the same number plate. It was 7405, right? So lot of similar synchronicities and twin flame numbers such as 1212, 2121, okay, or mirroring numbers like 1221, 5445 sort of numbers you might be seeing a lot these days. which directly is a hint that a lot of changes are going on with your divine masculine side also, and energetically you both guys are mirroring a lot of changes in your life. So balance out your energy, think positive, and manifest positive things in your life. Some of the divine feminines still have the grudges, a bit of pieces of the grudges for the twin flame still in their heart. Only difference is that the intensity of the remorse or the grudge that they used to feel towards the divine masculine in the past have subdued from the past, and it has zeroed down. But still there is some bit portion of the grudge they have against their twin flame or the divine masculine, that the kind of answers that the divine feminines were seeking from this relationship, the kind of closure that they deserved from the divine masculine, which they never received at all. At least a decent goodbye or a sorry would have sufficed. So the way this the separation that occurred between the twin flames, the way the story ended devastatingly between both the twin flames was neither expected by the divine feminine nor it was expected by the divine masculine, but somehow the story ended and there was the closure that was meant to happen, which never happened. The divine masculines have just left away or just left the divine feminines out in the cold without giving a proper reply or an answer or a reason for their departure. Just as a heartless cold beast. So that sense of remorse, that sense of grudge of not getting a closure from the divine masculine is hitting hard still with the divine feminines. Although they have practiced a lot of forgiveness, they have practiced a lot of self-love, they have practiced a lot of unconditional love, but still the pieces of the remorseness, the grudge is still holding on to the divine feminine at this moment. Divine feminines at least expected at least a small goodbye or a sorry from the divine masculine, which would have healed or solved the grudges which the divine feminines are holding on to right now for the divine masculines. But because they didn't even receive a simple goodbye or a sorry or any sort of a closure for the actions that the divine masculines took against the divine feminines, is the reason why the divine feminines are still angry at the divine masculines, even a little bit, but they are angry. So the suggestion from my side would be just to stay positive. When you have healed more than 80 to 90% of your wounds, of your pain, then heal this part also. Forgive the divine masculines completely, right? Divine feminines have healed a lot of their codependency issues compared to the past, which they had on their divine masculines. They couldn't live without the divine masculines or without talking to them or seeing their photo or anything, whatever you used to do. Or codependency towards anyone also apart from the divine masculines, might be their parents, their siblings, their friends, family, anything. But now the divine feminines, most of the divine feminines collectives have achieved this state of high priestess, and now they don't crave either for the divine masculine or anyone else. In fact, whether the divine masculines comes back or not in the lives of divine feminines will not make much difference to the divine feminines now, They have come a long way from crying for the divine counterpart, the twin flames, to becoming a strong, independent fighter. By practicing inner work with the belief in their God, right? And now they are willing to take on anyone or any situation in their life. The divine feminines have become much bold, strong, and confident. Yes, it has been a year or more for most of the twin flames where they have undergone the soul merging process, and because of that, the way divine feminines used to feel confident in the past might have gone a bit, low. It is because now they are operating with a lot of energy of the divine masculine. And similarly, on the other side, the divine masculine, because they have to undergo a heightened spiritual awakening, they are operating a lot with the divine feminine's energy. So after the soul merging process has complete, right, the divine feminines who used to feel a lot more bold and a lot more confident, you might not be feeling the confident at that level the way you used to feel from your childhood, because right now a lot of energy exchange has happened at the soul level between your divine masculine, your twin flame, and the kind of a life that you are living right now, the kind of mental framework that you are having right now is much similar to the kind of mental framework that your divine masculine would have, right? And that's the reason why you're focusing a lot more on your work, on your career or your money issues, whereas the divine feminine basically are a sort of a being who is more focused on spiritualism, 5D dimensions, spiritual growth. But just look at you right now, you are more focused on career, 3D reality, making relationships, finding happiness on material things. Why? Because right now you are operating with the energy of your divine masculine, and this is a result of the soul merging process that has happened. So it has become a year or more, the energy is being settled down on both the twin flames at the moment, slowly, right? So although the divine feminines will not feel as confident as they used to originally feel, because they have a lot of divine masculine's energy, but still they are slowly regaining their confidence for life, and they have healed a lot of their codependency issues with the divine masculines also. It doesn't matter at all whether the divine masculines comes back in the life of divine feminine or not, although the divine feminines are still waiting and they crave for the reunion, but not the way as they used to do in the past. Some of the family members of the divine feminines might have developed health issues recently, so do take care of them. It's a part of your divine journey, so that the parents of the divine feminines also realize the importance of the children and how they had neglected them in the past. This has happened so that the parents of the divine feminines realize the goodness of the divine feminines and how the parents did not feel the importance of divine feminines in their family. How important are the divine feminines to them? This is being made realized by the divine by giving them ill health. So you can mention in the comment section what are the points that is being resonated to you. But most of the family members of the Divine Feminines might have come across recently health issues and have been visiting doctors of lately much than before. Now, the Divine Feminines are slowly gaining the control of the steering wheel of their life, and they are looking straight ahead of the windscreen. When you drive a car, you see the windscreen is a big screen, a mirror or a glass, and there is a rear view mirror, which are small mirrors given to look to the vehicle which is coming from behind or your past, the vehicle which you have crossed ahead while driving. So the DFs are taking control of their life, gaining momentum and taking control of the steering wheel of their life and looking straight ahead at the windscreen and not at the rear view of the vehicle, which they used to do in the past by continuously looking at the past and analyzing things and going into more introspection or overthinking pattern. Now the DFs are looking forward and gaining momentum in their life to drive the vehicle at a top speed. Okay. Now after the Divine Feminines, we come to the most intriguing part, the Divine Masculines. Divine Masculine is having a lot of anxiousness and a lot of restlessness. They are neither able to laugh nor cry. And what does it mean? They are indeed missing you a lot. Of lately, and today especially, I could feel that most of the Divine Masculines are lamenting over the relationship that they lost with the Divine Feminines. They are crying a lot. अगर हम इसको शुद्ध हिंदी में बोलें तो जैसे वो छाती पीट पीट के रो रहे हैं, एक छोटे बच्चों के जैसा। अगर डिवाइन फेमिनिन्स के फोटोग्राफ्स हैं उनके मोबाइल में तो फ़ोटो देख के रो रहे हैं। अगर कोई गिफ्ट्स एक्सचेंज हुआ था तो उसको पकड़ के रो रहे हैं। बट द डिवाइन मैस्कुलिन्स आर क्राइंग अ लॉट, दे आर मिसिंग यू अ लॉट। Divine Masculines are turning the pages of the calendar and thinking that as the year is going to change, the calendar is going to flip and a new year is on the onset of, you're on the onset of beginning into a new year. So the Divine Masculines are thinking what they have done the entire year. Right? Question mark, a big question mark. What they have done the entire year? Nothing. They have just foolishly, cowardlessly seen the Divine Feminines go away from them, and largely because of their own inactions, because of their own foolishness and because of their own rude behavior or whatever actions, miscalculations they took in the past, because of their own big reason, they let the Divine Feminines walk away from their life. So they are having this feeling of gap of what they did the entire year, and every time they are just turning away the calendar. Months are passing away, years are passing away one after the other. Might be similar patterns having since last 2 years, since 3 years, and they are not doing anything. They are cursing themselves also how they have wasted the time by not taking any action, and how taking off some action from the Divine Masculine side would have had a profound impact on the relationship. DMs know that the moment divine feminines had entered their life, it was the best phase of their life. All the stuck things that they had in their life, all the stuck dreams had started to take a momentum. They had felt very happy the moment divine feminines had entered their life. The DFs was sort of a lucky charm to them. If they were craving for a promotion, they had got promotion once divine feminines entered their life. If they were waiting for a major deal to happen in a business, that deal had happened when the divine feminines had entered their life. So they are just making a comparison of how their life was so smooth as hell when the divine feminines had entered their life, and how right now they are struggling so hard to make a life out of things, but they aren't able to make anything at all. While on the other side, the divine feminines are having a smooth life. Even without the divine masculines, everything is going completely smooth, very easily in the life of divine feminines, right? So, same energy at the two different nodes, like the North Pole or the South Pole of the Earth, to keep the things balanced, the yin and the yang energy, this is how it works. So, divine masculines is knowing that the moment divine feminines had come in their life, at that moment it was the best moment of their life. They were feeling very satisfied, happy, things were going easy, things were going smooth, relationships were very good, their career wise, money wise, progress was a lot. And DFs were sort of a lucky charm. All the dreams that they had, all the stuck things that they wanted to have in their life were all of a sudden manifesting very fast. But now that when the divine feminines have gone away from their life, and once they had gone through separation with the divine feminines, slowly, day by day, every day and night has become very dull. It has become without excitement, meaningless to the divine masculines. Divine masculines crave for the same happiness to return back to the life, but it doesn't come back so easily towards them, because they know they were the culprit to damage this connection. But they want the similar happiness or the similar energy which they experience at the presence of divine feminines to come back, return back in their life. Divine masculines know about this connection either intuitively through their weird dreams, or they might have researched on the internet, but a large substantial part of the divine masculines collective now know the importance and the meaning and weightage of this twin flame connection. Divine masculines now have come to know about, also the divine masculines have parallelly come to know about the worst side of the karmic people. How in the past divine feminines, they did not value the divine feminines, they devalued them, and they thought the karmics or the family or the work, whatever they had replaced the divine feminines with, had much greater value to them compared to the divine feminines. Now whatever thing they had given a priority in the past, now the same thing or the same people have shown their ugly side. So divine masculines are facing the worst side of the karmic people, and the karmic people are showing how a beast underneath a sweet face can be hidden under the karmics, right? For most of the divine masculines, their mother herself, or their elder sister, or their grandmother, granny, any sort of elderly lady figure in the family was a karmic, and now they have revealed their ugliest side to the divine masculines. With the onset of the new year, one by one, divine masculines are set to start taking a stand for themselves against this lady figure, which they had not done since long, or which they, divine masculines, wanted to take a stand against this lady figure in the family who is dominant, arrogant, self-obsessed with the power and highly manipulative lady. So the divine masculines wanted to take a stand against this lady, but they are not getting the full courage to do so. So with the onset of a new year, with the change of a calendar, new energy will push the divine masculines to take a stand against this lady and stand for themselves. Divine masculines will definitely try to break the pattern of generations of being in a family under this influence of such a lady who has been highly manipulative, authoritative and dominant to everyone in the family members, and not only to the divine masculines. So the divine masculines are set to break the dysfunctional pattern and take a lead. At the moment, the divine masculines are lamenting and crying a lot for the divine feminines and missing a lot, which they means they want the divine feminines to be by their side. Whenever divine masculines have felt low in the past, or whenever something bad had gone in their life, they have always missed and remembered you the most, the divine feminines. Divine feminines also used to do the same thing in the past. They used to crave for the divine masculines. Anything bad went in your life, the first thing that came to your mind was, had the divine masculine been by my side, it would have been very easy for me to handle the situation. Or you wanted to, call your divine masculine and seek help. Similar is the situation of divine masculine at the moment. They are in a deep shit in their life and they expect or want to have the warmth or the care from the divine feminines which they had experienced in the past. They want the umbrella of their protection, of their care or their pamperedness, their attention, which would make them feel homely. DFs also used to do the same thing, but now they have healed their codependency issues. They no longer feel in need of the divine masculine. And DFs have switched their dependency or expectations from the divine masculine towards divine. So now they no longer feel the need of the divine masculine in their life. But divine masculines need you badly at the moment, although they will not utter the same thing from their mouth, most of the divine masculines, but they feel if the divine feminines had been there for them right now, most of the problems in their life would have solved. Divine masculines know that the divine feminines were their best manifestation, their good luck, and without having DFs in their life, they are living a curseful life. एक श्राप बन गया है जिंदगी उनका divine feminines नहीं होने की वजह से. Divine masculines have feeling of a regret and guilt of not being able to take a stand or approach for the divine feminines, which they should had taken a long back. So they are banging their heads on the wall and cursing themselves for their inability to take a stand for this connection. They know that having a divine feminine in their life was their biggest strength. And more than that, divine feminines have proved to be a source of a rarest and the luckiest charm to the divine masculines, which they won't find again in their life. Initially, the divine masculines did not realize the importance of the divine feminines, but now, whether they have admitted to you by now or not, and most of the divine masculines are set to admit this in very near future, whether they admit this to you or not, from within, all the divine masculines have come to this realization what it means to have a divine feminine in their life. Without the divine feminines, divine masculines have feeling of being broken down into smaller pieces. एक मोती के माला के जैसे बिखर जाते हैं जमीन पे. Divine masculines have been broken down and shattered into pieces. Divine masculines are feeling like the soul has died from within. Right? And among all these, they are being spiritually awakened. Their consciousness is also rising to this connection, and there is a lot of transformation that is happening in the lives of divine masculine and their consciousness. Divine masculines want to approach you, they want to initiate a dialogue or talk to you, but divine masculines are scared to approach you, despite the fact that they aren't being able to live a moment without you. They fear the consequences, they fear your anger, they fear your wrath, that you might have for the divine masculines, and they don't want to face the divine feminine's anger, because whatever mistakes they have done in the past, they fear the divine feminines will not forgive them this time. Right? So the divine masculines on a whole are they are just missing you. They want to seek your forgiveness. With the year going by, as they turn around the calendar or they revisit the memories of what had happened in the past, they just see a lot of quality time has been lost because of their cowardness and their inability to take any action for this connection. So now all they seek is forgiveness and understanding from the twin flames, that if they make a return or they come back in their life, and if they ask for forgiveness, then they expect or they want that the divine feminines will show some kind of forgiveness towards them. Also parallelly, the divine masculines are having a feeling of attraction and a sexual pull towards the divine feminines a lot since the beginning of this month, which they tried to hide in the beginning, but now they have this burning desire of passionate feeling for the twin flames. They want to reunite with the twin flame, right? Now most of the divine masculines are gearing up to give you a commitment. They are just developing the courage. Like in the earlier channeling I had told you, they have this thing of marriage going on in their life. Not necessarily it has to be a twin flame only, but because in this channeling we are talking of the divine feminines and divine masculine at one chapter, and was seeking for those divine masculines who are seeking marriage or permanent reunion with their divine counterpart only and not with anyone else. So I am talking about those lot of divine masculines who are clear about this connection, who are in a feeling of regret, remorse, and they are missing the divine feminines badly, that they are gearing up to give commitment to you. So the next year is going to be a lot of reunions for the twin flames. It can be called a year of reunions also, or else not, that even if the reunion does not happen, then the divine feminines are set to settle down in their life with their soulmates. But on a positive note, most of the divine masculines now want to give the commitment, now want to settle down, and they are just developing the courage to talk to the divine feminines. They want to have the marriage, and they want to have a family, they want to have abundance in their life. And when they feel of this feeling of being abundant, feeling of being rich, feeling of being satisfied or successful, they always feel that having a divine feminine would only enable them to make them fully happy. So they are gearing up to give commitment to you, and they are gearing up for the reunion which you want. So having said that, now I would like to wrap up with the channelings of energy check with the twin flames and leave you with some of the suggestions. One would be that just forgive your divine counterpart or divine masculine for all the wrongdoings that they did to you and all the immaturity that they shown towards this connection, all the childishness, all the foolishness that they have done in the past. Just forgive your divine masculine, whether you want to settle down with the soulmate or you are waiting for the reunion, but this is one of the blocks that you will have to work on. Forgive your twin flame for whatever that wrong that they did and whatever good that they didn't do to you. Secondly, burn a candle or a diya on right side of your entry gate, preferably on the evenings of post the sunset, on the evening of the sunset of Friday or Saturday or Monday evenings, right? Burn a diya or a candle at the right side of your entry gate. Also do feed the birds and the street dogs with whatever best possible you can. Now along with that, as the year is closing by and I had a very good souls to interact with for the entire year, all the good twin flames, all the divine souls that I interacted to, and all the spiritual souls that I came across through this channel. I want to thank each and every one of you. I want to thank you all, and I'm leaving you with a very beautiful track from Pakistan. It's just a small, humming song, which you can listen to, and it's from my end to all the twin flames and the soulmates and the divine souls which I have come across, with a note of prayer that may God protect your union, may God provide you with the best divine counterpart, and may God protect you with your spiritual journey, right? Not caring about my own, hardships or troubles in life, I try to bring you with the best channelings and the downloaded messages from the divine, from the source. And I pray that maximum and most of you listening to the channeling achieve your union with the best divine counterpart. You'll find the song link in the description box. The song is from my side to all the divine masculines and the divine feminines, all the soulmates, all the divine souls who have tuned into my channel and listening to my voice. It's dedicated to all the sweethearts. Do listen to the channel song and drop in your comments, your feedbacks. They're always most welcome. Do good in life, be good, and God bless.